Welcome to America's heartland, Bloomington, Indiana, home of the Indiana Hoosiers. Memorial Stadium will be jumping in anticipation of what we've got in store today. And boy, do we have a fun one ahead. Top 10 team, target on their back, going on their road and right into the snake pit. As we'll see the number 4 team in the country, the Michigan Wolverines, taking on a fellow Big Ten foe, the Indiana Hoosiers. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, can't wait to get this one started. Wolverines will boot it away to start the game. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. And they'll haul down the returner to start us on the next drive. So the Indiana Hoosiers return team certainly didn't do the offense any favors there. And as we look out on the field, here comes the man who makes it all go, and that's this quarterback.
Yeah, and he's big time. That's why he's up for all these awards. He's known. Everybody knows exactly what he brings to the table. He can run it. He can throw it.
And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack. When you have the type of defensive lineman that Michigan has had over the years, you don't always have to send the house to get to the quarterback.
No, it's a beautiful thing when you're a defensive coordinator, when you got big, strong studs like this. Year after year, Michigan always has a stable full of them, of guys that are athletic enough to rush the passer, but physical enough to play the run. It's a fun spot to be in as a DC.
Leaves it with the back. Slams his way forward. He'll get 3 out to the 11. Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. 3rd and long, backed up inside their 20. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. Fires into traffic, picked off. What a nice play, and even with the short return, they're in scoring position at the 18.
And that right there is a huge reason why this team has a winning record coming into this game. Their defense takes the ball away. And here on the opening drive, you see the athleticism in the back end of the defense, picking it off and putting it in great field position for their own.
The offense set for a first down play. Use the play fake, now to throw. He's moving out of the pocket. Good run on the play, and he slides to avoid the hit. Down to the 12-yard line, it's first down. On the ground, it's Burks. Ball is loose. Picks up the ball and tries to make something of it. And you know the standard is indisputable video evidence, and the officials will change the call. The give to the back. Brought down at the 7 after picking up 3. Really need to pick up this conversion and avoid having to settle for the field goal. Wants to throw. It's Bannister. And it'll be intercepted in the end zone.
Really early in this game, you're seeing the ball hawks on both sides. Interception on the first drive of the game, and now they come out, and this defense gets a pick in return. There are a lot of dudes in the back end with speed, with the ability to close. What a phenomenal play by that young man just now to get the ball back to his offense.
Indiana has the ball back, and the Hoosier offense comes out ready to go. After that last pick, David, they really need to take care of the ball this time.
No doubt. And Palmer, I want to know what Spurrier said to you on the sideline after a pick.
Do that again, and you'll be right here beside me for the rest of the game. You got to go out. You got to call your plays. And I hope this coaching staff isn't going to be afraid to throw at this drive.
Give to the back. And excellent vision to find running room there and make a really good pickup before the defense put a stop to it.
Well, if at first you don't succeed, try again, right? It's been really hard for this offense in this game to run the football, but they finally break off a big run there. That could be the play they need to really generate momentum to get this run game going.
They wrestle him to the ground, but he's got plenty for a first down. The Hoosiers want to pick up the tempo.
Well, right away after picking up the first down, they go right back to their playmaker at running back, and I love the push they got on a hat, opening a huge hole for the back.
And you become so hard to do.
And there was nowhere to go for this quarterback, and down he goes.
When you talk about outstanding pass rushers, you're always talking about dynamic guys, and he's been that each and every week for this defense. Speed, he's got power. You just simply can't block him, and that last play is his 10th sack of the season.
The first down sack pushes the ball back for this long second down. He's looking to throw. Caught in the backfield. It's cool. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down. A third and long coming up here. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires to the right. Pulls it in. And he was loose and in the open field and on his way. A tremendous pickup on that. They're threatening to score, and they'll throw it. Unloads to the wideout. He caught it. He'll be stopped just short of the end zone, but they'll have it first and goal. From the one, it's first and goal as they try to open the scoring here. With the run on first and goal. And he takes it in for a score. Touchdown, Indiana! I tell you, when this drive started, the defense thought they had them in a hole. Not anymore. What a performance.
And I really like the play calling by the offensive coordinator on that last drive. That was a nice mixture of running and throwing and getting different players involved. Really nice job, very poised in that play calling, and it showed up with the touchdown.
And he's got the extra point, and it's 7-0 to start this one. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. He'll start the return inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. That last drive was a punch in the gut, throwing the pick in the red zone, Jesse.
Yeah, and it just seemed like there was some miscommunication down there in the red zone. David, this drive, the QB and receivers just have to do a better job being on the same page.
Yeah, and I think you pull the positives, right? We moved the football down the field. We had a chance to score, but we can't let those opportunities slip between our hands. Let's go get some points.
May not be the most memorable play of the day, but it's important as he gets him out to the 25-yard line. They'll throw on 3rd and short. Makes the catch. He's really close to that first down marker, but they stop him just a bit short. And the Wolverines decide to punt it away. They'll look to pin him deep. He gets a block. The coverage team was down there to corral him. They made the stop, and they'll mark it at the 39. And the offense back on the field, ready to dial up ball plays. They'll run the RPO and fire to the right. And they pick up just a few on that completion. And the Hoosiers want to crank the tempo.
And offenses nowadays, they're really just counting numbers. How many guys do you have out wide? How many guys do I have out wide? If I have enough guys to block your guys, boom, it's just built up.
Quarterback tried to scramble around for a while, but the defense able to bring him down.
We talked to the offensive staff coming into this one. They knew going up against the top 25 defense with respect to sacks per game that they had to do a good job protecting the QB, but they have not been able to get that done so far. They've already now allowed 3 sacks in this game.
I'm not positive, but that first down marker might be in the next county. On 3rd and long, doesn't need to take the check down. Using the back as a receiver on the screen. The Hoosiers send out the punt unit.
At the 45. Now, a 4th down.
And that is how a punter helps out his defense, pinning them deep in their own territory. Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. Boy, 3 and out last time, David. They'd like to be more productive this time around.
Yeah, in the last drive, nothing really clicked. No rhythm, got off the field really quickly. They need to put something together here, Palmer.
Yeah, David, bad execution on that last drive, so they got to take a collective breath and start playing like a unit on this one.
Deep breath, right? Man, you fumble that thing, you cough it up, you're like, oh, I really appreciate you, brother. I can't tell you how much I thank you because the coaches would have been all over me, but big-time break for the offense.
This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop, and they can get off the field on 3rd and long. To the air, it's Bannister. Throws to the wideout. Fires the pass, intercepted. Touchdown, Hoosiers! The defense puts 6 on the board with a big-time interception return. The DB saw it. He thought, don't drop it, don't drop it. Then thought, don't get caught, don't get caught. And he did the pick 6.
Hey, these guys can play offense, too. Now, look at this. I showed you I can be a wide receiver. Coach might split him out at wide receiver next week after making that big play. But defense, great job making the interception. And you're right, doing something with it. Don't just slide down. Don't be content. Take that thing all the way back, brother.
PAT unit on the field. And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
All right, guys, want to update you on a game that went final moments ago. Illinois came away with the win today, but not in dominant fashion. In fact, the folks in Champaign had to sweat things out for much of the second half. Could have been better, but it certainly could have been worse. A lot to go through in the film session this week for both teams. But, boy, it sure is going to be easier for the side that came away with the win.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there. Kevin, thanks for the update. So after reviewing the undisputable video evidence, the replay booth has decided to He unleashes a long one. And he's got it inside the 35. And they'll do more than move the chains. They'll move that thing more than 30 yards down the field before he's finally stopped. Comes out throwing on 1st down. They're setting up the screen. And they knocked him down, but he got past the line to gain. The Wolverines getting set on 1st and 10. Run in the red zone, it's Burks. And he slips the first defender and picks up a handful of yards. Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the 1st down without getting it into the end zone. Here's the handoff. And he'll race it to the house. Touchdown, Wolverines. Backed up in the shadow of their own goalpost, no problem.
When you start in the black zone inside your own 20 coming out, it's difficult. You can give up a safety. You get worried about that. The offense puts a great drive together. Great job executing. Great job getting a touchdown.
On to attempt the try. And after the extra point, they've cut the lead in half, down 14-7. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown.
14, Michigan 7.
On the move from inside his spot. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Indiana sends the offense onto the field. He'll start this drive firing. Got the back over the middle. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few. And the Hoosiers are in the hurry up.
Brings up 2nd down.
They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. And here's a fumble way behind the line. Defense coming up with a huge fumble recovery. And he's brought down, and this defense gets the ball back for its own.
You know, for quarterbacks, ball security is so important, especially when you're in the pocket. I know you're downfield and you're focusing on what's happening with the coverage, but you got to know these guys up front. They're coming after you, and they're trying to swat that ball away. You have got to keep 2 hands on the football at all times.
It's complete to the left. And he'll take it in and house it. Touchdown, Michigan.
Number 5.
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They're going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
Lining up to add another.
Kicker on for the extra point.
Smashes it through for the PAT. That's exactly what you want to do when you have that type of field position. Strike quickly, and they did. One play, and they put it on the board. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop under 19. Indiana has the ball back, and the Hoosier offense comes out ready to go. As it turns out, the fumble on that last drive set up the touchdown, David.
And there's no bigger stat in football than turnovers. You turn the football over, they turn it into points. Jesse, that is not a recipe for success.
Good news, though, they get another chance, right? They can make amends with this drive right here. That's all that's important. You've got to execute, and you've got to lock in.
Oh, he spun away like a vapor. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down. A lot of urgency for this offense.
And here we go. If you're an offense, you've got to get that ground game going so you can have some balance, and then you give it to your quarterback, Palmer, and let him make some plays down the field later on.
Yeah, exactly. And coming into this game, this offense knew they were going to have to some way, somehow, at least establish a semblance of a running game for exactly what you just said. You got to be able to use play-action pass later in this game to get some explosive plays down the field, and it's a play like that we just saw which can help them get that going.
The D thinking bring some heat on 3rd and long from the 44. From the gun, wants to pass. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete. The Hoosiers will send out the punt unit. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. He'll field the punt and try to make something happen. He'll get it to about the 25 before they put a stop to the return. They've got the big fellas out there, a 3 tight end look on 1st and 10. Uncorks one. Caught over the middle. It's Hawkins. They get him on the ground, and with that, we'll head to the second quarter. Absolutely nothing settled. Deadlock after one period of play as we have a look at the stats. They fought to a standstill in the first. Let's see if someone can get the edge in the second quarter. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Finds his big tight end. And they'll shove him out of bounds after the short gain. Now on 2nd down. Trying play action. Fires to the wideout. Got his man downfield. They'll finally drag him down, but not before he gets it to the 40, and it's a first down. They go to the counter. Smashes through. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe. 2nd and 7. Kept it on the ground on 1st down. Now back to the line. Looking for a man. It's Bannister. The quarterback bought as much time as he could, but the defense got to him and sacked him.
And everybody knows when you're running that play action, that fake has to be great. Everybody has to bite it. Where really the run defense didn't bite it, didn't bite the bait, went after the quarterback, got him on the ground.
Now facing a 3rd and long. He's looking downfield to throw. And it's incomplete on 3rd down. And the Wolverines will punt this one away. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. And that one will find its way into the end zone for a touchback. Indiana sends the offense onto the field. David, the punter got some work last time. They'd like to keep him on the sidelines in this drive.
Yeah, it's not something you want to say very often. You don't want the punter. This offense needs to get back lathered up and get a little bit more of a rhythm.
Best way to do that, identify where your best players are and just get them the football. Give these guys some touches to kickstart this offense.
to the ground with the back. Just willed his way for a couple out to the 35. And the Hoosiers moving quickly to the line. On second down, he's looking downfield. Makes a connection. Good pickup there as he gets the first down. They'll mark him at the 48. The Hoosiers come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. And the defense gets to the quarterback. He's a one-man wrecking crew on this defensive front. This is the type of performance that can etch you in Wolverine lore forever.
Yeah, and it's a great lore to be etched in. Obviously, year after year, you see so many dominant guys in the trenches. And this is how it's done. You stop the run first, get them in passing situations, pin your ears back, and go put your name in those record books.
On the option. Now the pitch. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. This is a 3rd and long. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. Oh, he needs to get rid of it. He needs to do something, and he will go down. What a terrible, terrible play and a big loss.
This quarterback is thinking to himself, I need to get an NIL deal at some restaurant so I can take my offensive line out and feed them more, because I don't think they like me very much right now. I've been sacked 6 times in this game. It's time to get that new NIL deal paycheck.
And the Hoosiers will try to pin them back with the punt. He'll call for the fair catch here. Guys, here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. They just didn't quite find the rhythm on that last drive, Jesse. They had to punt it.
I think they got to be more physical, David. I think up front they got to do a better job getting blocks and establishing this running game.
And how easy does football become if you're the more physical team? If you can threaten the run and then run play action, it opens up the whole offense at your disposal.
Sometimes people say, if you're good enough, what's the big deal about going on the road? Well, if you're not careful, you might find out in a spot like this one, guys.
Yeah, no doubt about it. This is a hostile environment, and you know you're going to be getting the opponent's A game for this one. They've circled this one all off-season, so they better be ready to bring it today.
And the hardest thing to do in college football is to go on the road. Everything about it changes, and you want to shut this crowd up early. You don't want to give them belief, because if it starts to build throughout the game, look out.
The Wolverines are on the move. They'll try the run. A solid pickup there before the defense is able to make the stop. Got 6 on first down. Now a lot of options on 2nd and 4. Looking to throw. It's Bannister. Moving. Keeping the eyes downfield. Nifty little scamper on this one. Enough for the first down. And he slides in safely. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. The RPO, fire complete to the left. They get him down after he makes the catch. Went to the running game on first down, now 2nd down. Off play action. Finds the tight end. And he's down right there. Picked up a few, but still some work to do to get a first down. Wants to throw on 3rd down. Tight end finds a soft spot. Nice pitch and catch there, and they'll have enough for the first down. And the Wolverines have taken it inside the 20. Run in the red zone. It's Burks. Able to pick up a couple before he's knocked down. They mark it at the 10. Going to work on 2nd down in the red zone, and still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. He's looking to throw. Fires to the end zone, and he throws another interception, his 3rd one of the night. And it just turns out to be a missed opportunity. You get the ball in the red zone, and you turn it over.
Momentum, it plays a big role for teams, and especially for offenses. And when you have chances like that, when you're down in this area of the field, you've got to be able to come away with points. Even if it's not going to be a touchdown, you are not leaving this area of the field without putting at least 3 up on the board. Missed opportunity for the other.
Nice defensive play to get a hand in there and knock it away. Still at their own 20 after that last incompletion. It's 2nd and 10. Now they'll run the draw. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. The Hoosiers in the hurry-up.
Brings up 3rd down.
On 3rd down, he drops to throw. The quarterback's a little more on target there. Maybe they hook up, but it's an incompletion. And here comes the punt team. He'll settle for some pretty good field position and make the fair catch at around the 35. And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse.
No, you've got to be able to finish drives, especially in this game. If you're going to win, and David, they've got to be able to eliminate the mental mistakes.
Yeah, and I don't think you get conservative or play it safe. You can trust your guy. I think you put the ball right back in his hands and let him do his thing.
On the run, it's Burks. Now after that run, they're in pretty good shape at the 30-yard line. On 2nd down, will they go back to the ground game? He's looking to throw. And they got him. They'll get him down for the sack.
And they've been waiting for something good to happen with respect to getting after the quarterback, right? They're outside of the top 100 in the country in sacks per game, but finally now you see they're generating this pass rush. 3 sacks on the game so far.
Ball's at the 27. This offense facing a 3rd and long. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. Got out of trouble, got rid of it. Complete, out of the backfield, looking for the sticks. Timeout is called, and it's the defense wanting to make sure that everyone's on the same page for this big down. The Wolverines will bring the punt team onto the field. 3 and out, and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. Not able to pop the big return, but they've got the ball back and ready to go with a fresh possession. He'll come out throwing on 1st down. Caught near the sidelines. He'll pick up a few before going out of bounds. Here comes the offense on 2nd down. He's looking to throw. Quickly to the tight end. He is tackled, but it'll be a fresh set of downs. And he unleashed the RPMs on that pass. Man, this sophomore has an arm. Going up top on 1st down. Working that left side now. They get him down after he makes the catch. They'll try to kick it into overdrive. Clock's running. 2nd down coming. They want to just keep throwing it. He felt the heat trying to get away, but down he goes. He'll lose a yard or 2. They'll hurry to the line here to try to get off that 3rd down play. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires to the tight end. They'll get him on the ground at the 46, and it'll be a 1st down. The offense will quickly use a timeout. They'll throw it on 1st down. Makes his connection. He knew exactly where he wanted to go with that one, and they've got enough for the 1st down. And the Hoosiers come to the line in the hurry-up. They'll throw it on 1st down. Fires to the big fella. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that 1st down marker. The offense calls timeout, and they won't have any more left this half. Wants to throw on 2nd down. He's got the tight end. Knocked down at the 25-yard line. Picked up 10 there and gets a 1st down. Clock stops momentarily for the 1st down. They'll hurry to the line. Line getting set on 2nd down.
It's 2nd down.
He's looking to throw. Fires to the tight end. There to make the tackle, but the big throw is good enough to give them a 1st down. Got to save every precious second, and the spike stops the clock. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a 1st without scoring. Fires into the end zone. Ball in the air, intercepted.
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision-making.
Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. Now they're backed up here, Jesse. Wonder how aggressive they're willing to be.
I think it's going to come down to how much confidence they have in this quarterback and his decision-making, because you cannot throw an interception at this part of the field with this little time left.
And I think that's conversations you've had with the young fella on the sideline. Be like, what are you comfortable with right here that we can run? Maybe stay aggressive, but make sure I don't make that mistake.
Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Thanks, fellas. Looks like we've got a terrific atmosphere there in Bloomington. And it'd be easy to say these two offenses are glad we've hit halftime based on their respective performances. It would also be accurate. Turnovers and sacks have told the story so far. And you gotta believe the play calling has been the issue, right? Time to shred those game plans and just get back to basics. And with that, let's send it back to the guys at Memorial Stadium.
The Hoosiers will kick it away first, and we'll start the second half. And he takes this from inside the 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. Guys, here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. They'll open the second half on the ground. Into the pile, maybe got one. He stopped at the 21. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Back to pass. It's Bannister. He's brought down, but he went backwards after that completion. Not the way they had it drawn up. Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. 3rd and long, back up inside their 20. Quarterback floating away from pressure. On the move at the 30. Just what they were looking for to get this drive rolling. They're out to the 35. And the Wolverines have it with a 1st and 10. Now they're going to throw it. Finds his tight end. And that defense is there to guide him out of bounds after a short gain. Let's see what they've got on 2nd down. Fast motion from the offense. Now the play fake. Showing the arm strength to the left. For the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Trying to take it back. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but the great return to give the offense tremendous field position.
Have a day, young fella. 2 interceptions already? That's 3, 4, 5, 6 games for some people. A hot start, catching the football. He's acting like he's playing wide receiver out there. I might think about trying a different DB.
Indiana has the ball back, and the Hoosier offense comes out ready to go. Boy, they had that last drive moving a little bit, David, but then the mistake just crushed them.
Yeah, and those mistakes are going to happen. You're going to throw the football, you're going to throw interceptions. But I think I stay aggressive with this offense. I get back to what I did in the first part of that drive that made me successful.
I agree, David. Just turn the page if you're a quarterback, right? On this drive, you did a lot of good things there leading up to that pick. Forget about it, move on, play the next one.
And he'll chuck that one away and save the down. Nobody was able to get open. On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. And that pressure just engulfed him. A sack for this defense. No one's been able to keep him off the quarterback. Career sack number 50.
Like, honestly, in today's college football, if you get 10 sacks in a season, that's considered a really good year. You might be an All-American. To go 50 in your career, David, I mean, nobody does that.
You're just a freak. I mean, your God-given ability to get off the football so fast and to be so relentless and to be so good with your hands, that dude is crafted and made to be a pass rusher.
And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. They go to the ground. Just sort of a relentless run, getting everything that was available to him, and they'll mark him down at the 40. Running back searching for a hole. Turns it on in midfield. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down.
I think Jesse and Reese could call offensive plays for any team if they're having this much success on the ground. It starts with the ground game, right? Like, you can chew up these kind of plays, then I can play action later on and take shots. But right now, defense has first got to stop the run game that's been chewing them up.
Leaves it with the running back. Really nice stop there from this senior leader. After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. Motion from the offense. Dropping back, it's Bannister. And he really needed to hold on to that one, but it was knocked loose, and 3rd down is coming. They line up with some serious work to do if they want to convert this one. On 3rd down, going up top. It's caught. That is exactly what you're looking for when you talk explosive plays. The defense finally able to make the stop. They'll run it from the gun. After the pickup of 9, it's 2nd and 1. Going to work in the red zone. They can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. They'll run it out of the shotgun. He bullies his way all the way down to the 5-yard line. The Wolverines trying to cash it in on 1st and goal. Now on the move. He'll be brought down at the 5-yard line, and this defense is on its heels. Heftiness coming out on the goal line. They'll run it up the middle here, looking for a path to the end zone. He works his way ever closer all the way down to the 1-yard line. Looking to throw on 3rd and goal. Touchdown, Wolverines! And that one will give them the lead.
And 3rd and goal, I'm giving it to my playmaker. You let your quarterback make this decision, whether he wants to run it in or right here. He sees the opportunity. His guy's wide open, hits him in stride for the easy touchdown.
They'll try to tack one more on their score. And with the extra point, the score is now 21-14. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
A lot of eyeballs on your game, guys, and a few on this interesting matchup as well. ULM is currently trailing in this one, but it feels like the tide may be turning. These Warhawks have picked themselves up before, and they're capable of it again today. It's a close one right now. They're trailing by 1 to Arkansas State. We'll circle back. If anything big happens, you should know about it.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. He wants to throw here on 2nd down. Quickly complete. And he'll make his way out of bounds after the solid pickup. And the Hoosiers racing to the line in the hurry-up. To the ground to try to move the chains. That play just never had a chance. They knock him down for a loss of 5. The Hoosiers will line up to punt it away. They're up to a half-dozen kicks today. This is a spot you see many returners try to take a chance, but not this time. The fair catch just inside the 40. From the gun, leaves it on the inside with the back. Continuing to turn and move it forward, and they're closing in on midfield. It's down at the 48. That kind of pickup on 1st down, and you can take a shot here on 2nd and short. Just going to keep it after the snap. Makes that one pay off, and they finally get him down at the 38. It'll be 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. They'll leave it with him. They get him on the ground at the 33, but not before he picks up 6. 6-yard pickup on 1st down leaves him with 2nd and 4. To the air, it's Bannister. And the defense gets home and makes a play at the 37-yard line.
That's one of the reasons I love this linebacker, man. He can rush the passer. He does a great job timing his blitz, and with that speed, he's able to get home quickly.
If they can convert here, that type of play can really give you a shot of momentum. On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. Just a short pass to the tight end. And he was knocked down immediately short of the line to gain. They'll have to make a decision here. They'll try to salvage a field goal on this drive. Knocked it right through, showing that big range from 48 yards out.
That makes the score Michigan 24, Indiana 14.
So they're lining up to kick it off after that last drive. Put a 3 spot on the board, and now the defense will try to shut them down. On the run from inside his own 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Indiana sends the offense onto the field. They are trailing by 10 here, Jesse, but this is the type of team that seems comfortable in an offensive shootout.
You got to hold serve at this point, right? You got to drive the field, put some more points up on the board. Yeah, they just scored. You can answer that now and keep this thing close, David.
And I think you're used to that as offense. Like, football is so fast-paced now, and you score so quickly. It's not that big of a deal to get down 10. You keep being you, keep being aggressive.
And the Hoosiers want to move quickly. Pre-snap motion, quarterback trying to get a read. They're bringing heat. And the quarterback goes down at the 11-yard line.
7 yards on the play.
Another sack on the day. This offense has to do something different. Maybe bring in more bodies, run max protection, keep more guys in the block, only send a couple guys out to run pass patterns. You got to do something different. But bottom line, you got to protect that QB.
The Hoosiers line up to punt it away. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. Fair catch, called for and made. Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. They've got the lead here. Last time they settled for a field goal, but David got to find that balance between being aggressive and careful.
And I think they'll take that. I got the lead, Palmer. I got the football. I got to take care of the football, put a nice drive together, and just get some kind of points on this drive.
No doubt. Lots to be happy about right now if you're this team. I think for this one, though, on this drive, it's about finding the one-on-one matchups that are in your favor and then exploiting them.
Line gets set, first down. They're getting this guy lathered up. And he's brought down after a solid gain, and that'll be the final play of the 3rd quarter. We've reached the end of the period, and Michigan has the lead. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. 1 quarter to go, and might we have the makings of a classic 4th quarter finish. Back to throw, it's Bannister. They'll run the screen. And they wrap him up, but not before he gets enough on the catch for the first down. And the Wolverines are moving quickly down the field. Off the play fake on first down to throw. Avoids pressure. But now he's swallowed up, and he'll be knocked down for a loss on the trick play.
Man, I think this quarterback needs to take his offensive line out for dinners more often because they're not protecting him, and sometimes it doesn't even look like they're trying. That now the 6th sack of the game for this defense.
2nd down now after the sack. Out of the gun to give to the back. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. They're within field goal range at the 29. Let's see if they can pick up a few or the first down on 3rd and long. Looking for room. It's Willis. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop. And now on 4th down, they will put it on the shoulders of the kicker to save them with his foot. It is perfect. And that will extend their lead even further.
Michigan 27, Indiana 14.
So after putting 3 on the board, the kickoff team is out there ready to boot it away. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. And he did a good job bobbing and weaving and finding a little bit of running room on that return. Indiana has the ball back, and the Hoosier offense comes out ready to go. Last time, David, it was 1-2-3 kick.
The last drive, that 3 and out, sometimes that puts your defense in a bad spot. You got to get a drive together here so you don't wear the defense out.
I just think, David, too predictable, that last drive. They got to do something here to get this defense on their heels.
They'll keep it on the ground. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. And the Hoosiers headed quickly to the line. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Trying to buy a little time, and he cannot, but he does get it back closer to the line of scrimmage.
And when you turned on the tape of this guy last week, man, you saw play after play, and he had 3 sacks last week. This week, he's already got his 2nd. He has been flying all over the field.
The Hoosiers will punt it away on 4th down.
Formation to kick it away.
And the return man has no place to run, no place to hide, and a place to be tackled. Guys, here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. The give to the tailback. Now after that run, they're in pretty good shape at the 30-yard line. He has 89 yards rushing, and that should be no surprise. He's been among the nation's elite all season. Off the boot, looking for his man. How about that play to get a hand in there and force the incompletion? Ball sitting right at the 30. It'll be 3rd and short. Back to pass. It's Bannister. Finds his big tight end. They'll keep this drive moving by picking up the 1st down. They have it at the 36. The Wolverines come to the line with a new set of downs. From the gun to give, looking for room. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. And now on 2nd down for this offense. Gonna run it. It's Burks. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. They line up, and it is a long way to the sticks from here. On 3rd and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. He got a hand in there, knocks it away, incomplete. And the Wolverines will call on their punt team. Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. Indiana sends the offense onto the field. They've had to punt the last couple of times they've had it, David, now trying to put something together.
But, Reese, you know how much I love punters and kickers. Like, you don't want to see them very often. Those are not guys that we want to see on the field. We want to do something else and be a little bit more productive offensively here.
I think, David, on this drive, the quarterback's just got to settle down a little bit. These last few drives, looks like he's seeing ghosts. We've seen him force the football. He's missed a couple of throws. He needs to just take a deep breath and play within himself.
3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. He's got it. And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the 1st down. And the Hoosiers decide to punt it away. Fair catch called for, but there is a flag on the play. We'll have to sort it out.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense.
The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Wide receiver now comes in motion. Looking to throw it again. He's going to fire deep. Catch inside the 25. And he's brought down after a huge completion. The Hoosiers will hustle to the line. Goes to the option. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. Got some work to do after that last play. 2nd and 13. He's looking to throw. He's right on target. Didn't pick up a lot there, moving forward just a few. 3rd down conversions are a huge stat, and this one would be a doozy if they can pull it off. And sure, tackling there to keep them from getting to the 1st down marker. Down in the 4th quarter, it's too late for empty possessions. They'll go for it on 4th down. Gets rid of it. Complete out of the backfield. And he goes out of bounds, and he is short of the 1st down marker. I think he just lost track of where he was. Hands it off. Shoots through that hole and picks up 5. He's out to the 11. Halfway there on 1st down, it's 2nd and 5. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. They get him on the ground after he gets enough to move the sticks. They're backed up just a little. 1st and 10 from their own 19. Looking to move it through the air. Pulls it in. And that's a very productive 1st down play and bringing up 2nd and 3.
Game 7. Brings up 2nd down.
They'll give it to the back. Tackled after picking up the 1st down. The Wolverines are moving quickly down the field.
And 1st down for the offense.
They'll run it to keep the clock moving. You'll take 4 yards on 1st down every time, 2nd and 6. This offense could not have executed in this situation any better, just draining some time off the clock. On the ground, it's Willis. That's what you expect from a senior. Don't give them any extra yards. Great tackle there. Offense breaks the huddle on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Got it in the middle, it's Yoder. He's got 1st down yardage as they move it to the 44. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and this offense will be quite content just to drain the rest of the time away. And he has a solid gain before the defense bottles him up. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. They'll go to the ground. And they'll bring him down after a short pickup. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. How bold will they be on 3rd down after that last run? The give out of the gun. Sweet feet on the move. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. And the Wolverines will snap it on 1st and 10. Don't want to risk anything here. The quarterback takes a knee. Winning those individual 6-second battles every play, time after time after time after time, and that leads to a victory here.
And I love when teams go out and play like it's sudden death. Like if they lose the game, their entire season is over. This game wasn't for the national championship, but you wouldn't know that watching this winning team, David. Tremendous effort and tremendous execution.
I love competitive people. I love competitive coaches. I love competitive teams that they know that their job is to go out and get a W no matter where you play. You want to play in the parking lot? We'll go meet you. Great job on this team being ready, getting the W.
So that's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, I'm Reese Davis saying so long. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.